Uh, Guys, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I lasted 2 episodes in the new spot. I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. I don't know what it was. You know, sometimes time away makes the heart grow fonder, or whatever that saying is. And I think that is exactly what happened, because now here I am standing back at the old base yet again. I was missing home big time when I was over there, and we built that boathouse, and that was one of the worst builds I think I've ever constructed in my entire life. And I couldn't look at it anymore. And although I like the other house we built, just, I don't know. I've been here for so long, like I said, like over 7 years at this location. Believe it or not, like I've just had this world for so long, and this isn't even the first base that I built. We have that other one that's way over there. So I had to come back home. I had to come back home. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay away. So we're going to build something here today. And I think it's going to be right up here in this spot, because I've wanted to build something here for a long time. Yes, unfortunately, it is embarrassing to admit, but I will admit it anyways. I watch my own videos all the time, because usually after I edit them, I upload them to YouTube, and then I need to make sure that they're actually okay and that there's no like major mistakes in them. And so then I usually watch them then. If I haven't watched a video in a really long time, like a couple months, sometimes I will stumble across them on like my other YouTube accounts and I'll watch them. And it's kind of like a nice little throwback to just see what I was doing on that day. And so I was doing that the other day, and I was watching one of my old streams from like 9 months ago. I saw one of the structures that I had built on that world, which was like this white and red castle looking thing. And it looks so cool, but it was massive on that world. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. It was like this like giant blast furnace building that I was building. And I wanted to make a smaller version of that here. So I'm going to set myself up for that today. All right, here is today's build palette for this little build. I don't think it's going to be very big. It's probably only going to be the size of this little plot that you're seeing right here. But for the foundation, we are going to start with andesite. I'm still rocking the old textures. I don't know if I'm going to keep those on, but we'll see. And then from the andesite, we're going to go to the diorite. So nice little transition there. Very nice. And then we're going to go to white concrete. So we go from gray to white. So nice little gradient there. And then for the roof block, we are going to use, I actually forgot to grab a block. Okay, we don't have it. Oh, wow, we got lucky. We had one. We had one on us. For the roof trim, we're going to use this deep slate tile, or some sort of deep slate. I just want a black block. And then for the roof itself, the inner roof, we'll be using this block right there. So nice little color combination. And I guess we're going to start with the foundation first. I'm going for world record speed here on this build. I'm going to finish this thing within an hour and a half. I think that's a good target. Okay, that is the size that I've settled on. It's quite large. It's larger than I anticipated. I think I kind of made a mistake. Am I going to be able to finish this in an hour and a half? I don't know. That is a lot bigger than I anticipated it to be. Okay. I think I'm going to roll with it. I think I'm just going to stick with it and just see it out till the end. You know, it seems like every episode we have at least one segment that I treat like a podcast, where I just talk for about 5 minutes straight without cuts. And that's what I'm going to do right now, because I experienced something within the past couple of days that I experienced something that I thought was quite funny, which was, I don't know, like if you're younger, you might not relate to this as much, but if you're definitely like maybe just graduating high school, or definitely if you're out of high school, you're going to know what I'm talking about. But like when you're writing emails, like you sound so professional, right? Like you try so hard to, you know, just make sure everything's grammatically correct, and you know, everything's like super easy to read. But then the moment you hop off the emails and like transfer to a different form of talking, you're just instantly, all the professionalism just goes straight out the window. And I feel like I am like so subject to that. Like every time I write an email, you know, whether it be, I mean, just for anything. In this case, it was music related stuff. But like anytime I write an email, like I'm so professional and like everything's, you know, super thought out and it's all grammatically correct and structured and whatever. And then the moment I am not having to write in an email and it's just like over text or Discord or on my phone or something like that, I just completely change the way I talk. And it's just crazy. Like, cause I'm just, you know, like, why do we do that? I don't know. Like, am I the only one who does that? I feel like a lot of people do that. Usually when you're contacting someone through an email, like that's your first impression of somebody. So you want to be, you know, professional and whatever, but let's just be honest. Like everybody knows the way that you email people is not how you actually talk in real life. And I think that's what the issue is I am a very, very rambly person at times. It's just funny how, like, you know, how different you type in an email compared to like when you're just casually talking to somebody. Yeah, I think it's one of the things that I really take pride in about this channel is that like I don't play up my personality like at all in these videos. So like what you're watching right now is exactly how I am in real life. Like this is just the way I talk. Like this is just how I would be talking if I was talking to like one of my friends or something like that. So it's really funny when I break out of that mold and I'm just like, you know, writing an email or talking to somebody I don't know for the first time because it just feels so strange because, you know, it's just weird. Like, cause I know deep down, like that's not who I am. And so, but you know, like you can't, I mean, that's the hard part about it. Like you can't just act like who you actually are the first time you meet somebody, right? Because like you don't know them. So you don't know what's right and what's wrong. And like, it's kind of like walking on ice, right? Like you feel like if you take any wrong step, like this whole lake is just going to completely crack and you're going to fall in. And so, it is really, weird to navigate through, but I think I've gotten better at it. I used to be really, really bad when I was younger. Like I used to be super quiet, like would not talk to anybody. You know, if I did, it was just very short, few words. And I had friends and stuff, which was, you know, like I definitely wasn't like, you know, a loner or anything like that. I was just very quiet because I was always like overthinking everything in every conversation. But then as I got older, like those filters kind of went away and I just became a little bit more like, I just didn't really care about what people thought about what I was saying. Like I would just say it anyways. And of course it was nothing bad, but like I just stopped overthinking things. So that's why it's so funny. Like when, you know, writing an email or something like that, or talking to somebody for the first time, it's like you totally lose that. What's the word I'm looking for? Like you totally lose the no filter aspect of yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. At least I do personally. So I don't know. That was my podcast segment for the day. Okay, back to the build. You know, as I'm building this, I'm really thinking to myself, a break can be good sometimes because for the first time in a long time, I'm actually having a lot of fun making a video. It's been a long time since I felt that, man. Like, I know the upload rate on this channel has been very, very inconsistent for a while, and I was really struggling with enjoying playing the game. And for the first time, you know, I'm actually having fun. I'm actually having fun playing, which is quite surprising because, you know, I don't know, like it was very taxing for a while. So, you know, I'm glad that I'm in a little bit more of a groove now and I'm just in a better mindset when it comes to YouTube. So it's good to feel that again. So I think, you know, breaks are good every now and then because it really, you know, it's almost like when you don't have something, you realize, you know, how impactful it is or how valuable it is. And so, you know, not having, or well, I guess not having isn't the right word, but not making videos for such a long time, you know, really kind of showed me that, you know, I actually really do enjoy this. And there was a reason I started it in the first place. And so I think it's all about, at this rate, finding like what's a good pace to work with and making sure that I can provide the best quality through that. You know, I'm really happy with the pace that I've been working at right now. I think it's much better. It's much more user friendly. And I think I just need to not play for so long, right? I think that was one of the main issues of why I burned myself out in the first place, was I was just playing for way too long each session. But you know, as of right now, like I've gotten a lot done, and I've only been playing for probably like 40 minutes right now. I haven't been playing for that long. So, and I personally think that's something that like every YouTuber struggles with at some point, even the bigger creators, and they rarely ever talk about it, but I can almost assure you deep down they feel this at some point, which is that it's just YouTube is a lot harder of a job than some people may think it is. And I'm sure all of the viewers of this channel understand that, right? You know, I think as I get older, the one thing that really motivates me to make YouTube videos is that it could be a lot worse, right? There's a lot of people out there who are really, you know, struggling or in difficult circumstances, and they may not be as fortunate as I am to be doing what I'm doing. And I think that's a really big motivating factor for me, right? You know, anytime I catch myself in that groove of, like, I don't want to make a YouTube video today, like, it, you know, I'm just not feeling it. I remember that, well, it could be a lot worse. And that really drives me to, you know, just not only be a better version of myself, but, you know, it's important to value things like that, right? Because at the end of the day, it is true. Like, I'm very lucky to be doing what I'm doing right now, but I've always felt that. I've felt that way for a long time. I think it's just more so now, like realizing the importance of that and just understanding that, you know, like I'm just very blessed to be in the position that I'm in with this channel and my other channels. So, you know, just got to keep grinding, keep chipping away, and things will eventually fall all into place. I'm gonna be that guy. There's a lot of people that really don't like this block. They say granite's ugly. It's not a good block. I like granite. I think it's pretty okay. It goes well with the red colors. Yeah, it looks a little bit like meat on its own. It's kind of got a very rough texture to it, but I think when done right, like the way we're doing it in our build, when you dither it with different blocks, I think it turns out pretty okay. I don't think it's that bad. Okay, the rough outline of this thing is mostly complete. I've pretty much finished the whole thing without the details. And low-key, this might be one of my favorite things I think I've ever created. This probably isn't the best angle for it. You know what? Oh, I'm out of freaking rockets. Okay, we'll have to... You can't really see all that much yet. Because of the shape of it, there's no details yet. So like I didn't add any windows or any of the cool stuff, but this might be one of my favorite builds ever. I don't know what I'm going to do about this because I'm starting to really not like this being here now, but once all the details are in, like this is going to be so cool. Unintentionally one of my favorite builds, and I just love it that much more because I did it freehand. Like I wasn't looking at any reference images or anything for this one. So, yeah, I really like this one. This one's pretty cool. All right, one of the most iconic things about when I built this last time, or a similar build, was that I made a bunch of little, like, chimneys, and it looked really cool. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I think I'm going to build 3 on each side. That looks like a bit of a fire hazard. I think we'll be able to get away with it, though. It's fine. And I did something like this, where I placed these deep slate brick walls in this kind of tower pattern. And then I put campfires on top of them. And then we took spruce trapdoors and lined that around the outside of it, like so. And then we just closed it off. And now it's kind of got like these little chimneys up top. It really adds a lot to the roof because the roof is flat, of course. Oh, man. Okay. We have officially finished it. The inside isn't done. There's nothing on the inside because I didn't really come into today with a plan of what this actually was going to be. I just really wanted to build it. Yeah, it's pretty empty inside. There's nothing in here. I don't know why I just destroyed that. Okay. yeah, this is what it looks like on the inside. If you have any suggestions of what you think it could be, leave it in the comments. And if I like it, I guess we could turn it into that. I mean, it just looks so cool. It looks so freaking cool. I absolutely love how this turned out. It was like completely unintentional. And the best thing about it is I love when a build is just 100% original. And this is a Moonglow original. So I wasn't inspired by anything on this one besides myself of what I built on that live stream almost a year ago now. And I just absolutely love it. It looks so good. It actually fits so well around here. Like even from over here, it looks super cool. It's just so interesting. There's so many different shapes going on. Like this might be one of my favorite builds. This might be one of my favorite builds around here. I just absolutely love it. And we've got a lot of cool stuff around here, man. But this is in like the top 3 for sure. I just absolutely love how this turned out. So that is our build for today. I don't even know what style castle building structure this would be. I have no idea what origin this block palette is of. I'm going to say European, but I'm sure some of you guys will be able to narrow it down. But I just absolutely love it. I know I've said that like 15 times already, but just fits the theme so well around here. It really, really matches, but it's like, it was so simple, but it just works. I think the colors just work. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please be sure to leave a like and a comment on the video as it really helps out. And if you have any suggestions for what I should build next, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. I will catch you guys in the next one. Do a little loop around here. There we go. See you guys later.